Hello viewers, welcome to my class on Java. In this course, we are going to be, in this playlist, in this channel, we are going to be looking at Java from beginners to expert to mastery. We look at Java from beginner to mastery. So let's start with the very definition of what Java is. So many people are confused about what exactly Java is and how Java actually works. So in this tutorials, we will be looking at what Java is. We'll look at how Java works. Then we're going to install all the necessary tools for us to run Java on our machine. And then we'll take off from there. All right, so Java is a programming language. It's a high-level programming language that allows an intent, what I mean by intent, program, to be expressed in human-readable form that can be translated into the binary code executed by a computer. So what you do in Java is that you write, Java is a high-level language, high-level programming language. So you write it, and then it's being written in the human readable format, and then translated by a compiler to a code executed by a binary code which is understood and can be executed by a computer. So how then does Java works? Now, as a developer, what you do is that you write a Java program, and you, just like you have your Excel document which has extension, your pictures are .png, your JPEG for other pictures, right? So you can identify a file type by extension. So as a developer, you write a Java program which has an extension of .java, right? That's what you are seeing in the screen above, right? So after writing this code, now this code is still human readable format. So it's something that the human being can understand, something that a human being can read. However, your operating system or your machine do not understand this particular language. So this language is actually written in Java, the programming language in Java. So therefore it needs something to actually translate it to some other thing that can be read by your machine. And so just like you go to church and then you go to a place, don't understand the language, the general language of that particular area. So when speaking, you need someone to translate you so you could understand it. So the same way works within the Java framework. So you write the programming language, which is in Java, and see it in the .java file, right? So you compile and convert it into a bytecode. The bytecode is the .class file, right? So it's converted, so that Java file is converted to an extension .class, the same name. So the content is the translated Java into a bytecode, right? Now, your JVM, which is Java virtual machine, now convert that bytecode to binary code understood by the operating system. Now, this is why we say Java is cross-platform. So your compiler it does not convert it into a binary code directly. So your JVM is platform dependent. So if I'm installing JVM for Windows, for example, so the JVM knows how to translate this bytecode into a binary code understood by my Windows operating system, right? So what the JVM does is to convert your bytecode to a binary code which is understood. We're going to see this practically, which is understood by operating system. So therefore, it means that within my hardware framework, I need a compiler, I need JVM, right? So now, so that means for me to actually run Java on my system, I need to download a compiler, I need JVM on my system, and so JRE, which is Java Runtime, is made up of your JVM and other libraries, necessary libraries, right? So therefore, having JRE gives me the opportunity to have both JVM and other necessary libraries needed to make for my Java to run. Also need the compiler. Now, normally, someone will say that you install the Java compiler separately, install the JRE or JVM separately, right? So what happens is that Java has what we call Java Development Kit, JDK. So JDK contains all the necessary tools needed to run Java on your system. So rather than just like you send your child to his school and then you pack all the necessary tests needed he needs in his school kit. He has his his food, he has his water and everything. So all he does is to, and your child goes to school in the morning, and then you give him or she that a pack to actually go to school. So that bag contains everything your child needs in school, both his water, both his food. So your JDK, the Java development kit, contains all these tools in there to run Java on your system. So your JDK contains the compiler, it contains your JRE or your JVM, right? So therefore, installing JDK on my system is all I need for Java to run on Feb. It's a basic thing I need for Java to run on my system. So that gives me to the next thing. So for us to actually move to the next topic, for us to actually run Java, we need to download the JDK and actually install JDK, right? So I'm going to go through steps on how to actually run JDK and install JDK, download JDK and install JDK on our system, right? So what then is a compiler? Let's look at each of these components. So a compiler is a program that reads the text written in the Java programming language and translates it to a bytecode that can be interpreted by the Java virtual machine in the binary code is created by a compiler. So your compiler just translates your Java programming language into a bytecode. That's all right. So your Java virtual machine is a program that reads the compiled Java program and interprets it to a binary code that can be executed by the computer. So your compiler does the first work, your JVM does the second work by running that particular or interpreting that compiled Java or bytecode into something that can be executed by your computer, right? All these tools, both your compiler and JVM, right, are put into a box called Java Development Kit. So Java Development Kit is for a collection of programs, that's tools and utilities, including Java compiler, JVM, and all supporting libraries, which allow compilation and execution of a program written in the Java language, right? So what necessary tools, what necessary utilities you need to allow Java program compile and execute in your system is packed into what we call Java Development Kit, right? So I'm going to download this kit and then install it on my system. Okay, so before we actually go into downloading and the necessary tools needed for, let us look at something which is the Java Platform Edition. That's more or less like the JDK edition. So an edition is a variation of Java Platform assembled for a specific purpose. So there are 5 Java Platform listed. So when you have variations of Java Platform, which are actually assembled for specific purpose, and we have classified them into 5s. The first is your Java Platform Standard Edition, which is Java SE. So this Java SE includes both your JVM, your GCL, and other tools, basic tools needed to run Java in your system, right? So the next platform we have is what we call Java Enterprise Edition, which is called Java EE. So this Java EE includes your Java SE, which is your standard edition of core Java, and then servers. By server, I mean computer program that provides service to an application. GCL, all the necessary tools, code, and other documentation for developing and deploying large-scale, multi-tiered, and secure network applications, right? So when you want Java to run over a network, right? So you actually need a server, and so in addition to your your Java standard edition, so your Java Enterprise Edition provides servers and other tools needed for Java to run as a large scale and within a secured network application, right? So the next one we have is Java Platform Micro Edition, which is called in short Java ME. So this is a subset of the Java SE. Yeah, we saw specialized libraries for developing and building applications for embedded systems and mobile applications, mobile devices such as phones and personal digital assistants, TV sets. So Java is a subset of Java SE for the purpose of building embedded systems, building Java applications for embedded systems, by listeners, I mean phone, television, personal data, and the rest, is classified as Java M, which is Java Micro Edition. The last one I have is Java Cat. So this is smaller Java edition that is intended for developing and deploying Java applications into small embedded devices such as smart cards. So generally, and we're going to start with working with Java Standard Edition, and then look at how to now use it. Go to Java EE, which will help us now build applications targeted for network purpose, as network-based applications, right? So how do we now install Java, right? So to install Java, the first thing you need to do, remember that as we've said initially, that when you want Java to run on a machine, rather than going to download and installing all the necessary tools, all you need to run Java on a machine will be put it into a kit called the Java Development Kit, right? So the first thing is to go to the website, download our JDK, and then we install the JDK, right? So once you install JDK, how do you confirm that JDK have installed in your system? All you need to do is to go to your command prompt and type Java --version. So if it shows you what you see on my screen, just the edition of Java or whatever, it's a confirmation that Java has been installed in your system. So I'm going to run through these steps. So like we saw, you need to go to your browser. I'm going to go to my browser, and I'll just say Java JDK what's download, right? So we go to the Oracle website, which is this cursor on my screen, and then depending on the processor using Wave, Linux, and the rest. I'm using Windows. We go to Windows. So you go to Windows, and then you download your JDK section file, right? So I'm using so I'm going to click on what's download. So as at this time, you can see that we're downloading version 23, JDK 23, right? So I'll just go here, what's downloaded. So when you click on download, it downloads it to your system. You can see that my download has started. So once your download is complete, all you need to do is just to install the Java JDK, which is Java Development Kit, to your system. I'm going to wait for it to finish downloading. Okay, so I have JDK already downloaded. So all you need to do is just to click on this on JDK, click on run this JDK executable file, and install it on your system. Now, having installed it, to confirm that JDK is actually installed in your system, what you need to do is to put your command prompt and type Java --what version. So when you have this, like a version of Java, whatever it is, this shows that Java have been installed on your system, right? So and therefore you can run Java on your system, right? So if you're having an error, like would be, for example, Java not recognized or whatever, it shows that Java is not installed. And when you finish installing JDK in your system, please close your command prompt and open it before you run this command. Right? So once you run the command, and then it shows you the version of that Java, it shows that Java has actually been installed in your system. Now, on that thing, we are going to need, as long as Java development or programming constraints an IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment. So once you download the JDK, which is suitable for your operating system, you follow through the necessary steps to install the JDK in your system. Now, to actually confirm, like I said, you go to your command prompt, type Java --version. As you can see, if it shows you what you are seeing on my screen here, if it shows you this, it shows that you have Java actually installed in your system. Now, having installed Java in your system, you need an environment to help you write your code, right? So that brings us to our IDE, which is Integrated Development Environment. So there are several IDEs available for Java developers, such as NetBeans, Eclipse, IntelliJ, IDEA, right? Visual Studio Code, and a lot of them. Now, depending on your preference, a lot of Java developers prefer to use IntelliJ and maybe NetBeans. For me, I'm more comfortable using VS Code. So depending on what you want, depending on what is best for you, so you can use any text editor of your choice. And any editor of your choice. So what I'm going to do in this class is that I'm going to download VS Code and also download IntelliJ, right? But I will start work with the both of them for this Java course, right? So now you need to go to your Google, you need to go to your browser and then download IntelliJ. Also download VS Code. So I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to download and install VS Code. I'm also going to walk you through the step on how to download and install IntelliJ, right? So let's start with VS Code. To download VS Code, you need to go to your browser. I prefer to go to Google. So on the website. So I will say download VS Code. So VS Code, I like VS Code because VS Code is lightweight as compared to other IDEs, right? So like you see, so you call this is a website code.visualstudio.com, right? /download. I'm going to stay on the screen on our screen. So you go to the website and then depending on the operating system you download. For me, I work with Windows, right? So you need to use to click on download and it will just start downloading. The moment you finish downloading, you just need these instructions. So the moment VS Code is you are done with downloading VS Code, all you need to do is just like your JDK, is just to install the VS Code, right? So for those people that may be interested in IntelliJ, you can also download IntelliJ. So I would to Google, I was to say download IntelliJ, right? So you go to the IntelliJ website, which is JetBrains. It's also jetbrains.com. You'll find it on the screen. So it's for IntelliJ, it's jetbrains.com, right? Okay. So I'm not just interested in. I'm still in the community edition because it's free, right? So you can actually come to the community edition. So you have one for Ultimate. This is not free. So you go to the community edition and then click on download. So you download IntelliJ just like your Visual Studio Code. So currently I have both Visual Studio Code and IntelliJ downloaded for me. So if I go to my download file, I'll find them there. So what you need to do is just to run the Visual Studio Code for those of you interested in Visual Studio Code, or run that of IntelliJ for those of you interested in IntelliJ, right? So I'm still with my IntelliJ, just started downloading. So still trying to download. So like I said before, if you want to, for IntelliJ, I have my Visual Studio Code downloaded. So if you want to install it, all you need to do is just run the file, just like your JDK. It's an executive file. Just run the file and then follow through the process, accept to next, and then I have it already. I already have Visual Studio Code, so I won't go through these steps. Go through next, and then follow through the wizard, create shortcut my desktop, and then next, and then install, right? So for me, I'm not going to install because I already have it on my computer. So, but if you don't have it, if you're interested in Visual Studio Code, just run through the process, run the next process, and then install. So I'm going to cancel it for now, right? I want to cancel it. Okay, so I'll return back to, I have my IntelliJ still trying to download. So I'm going to pause this video and return back in the next 4 minutes. So we are finished downloading our IntelliJ. So all you need to do is to go to your download folder. We'll have it downloaded. Like I say, if you compare IntelliJ and Visual Studio Code, you can see the width Visual Studio Code, right? You can see that IntelliJ is bigger. So you agree with me that Visual Studio Code is lightweight as compared to IntelliJ. So for those of you that want to use IntelliJ, so all you need to do after downloading IntelliJ is to run the installation file, right? So you just double click on it and then it opens. I have it already installed on my system, right? So I will have both Visual Studio Code and IntelliJ already installed on my system, so I will not need to go through this step. But once you download, I will not need to go through this step. So, but so I will not need to go through this step. But once you download, double click on it or run it, once you run it, you just like your Visual Studio Code, all you need to just put the steps next, actually on install Java. So just go through the process, next, and then install your IntelliJ, choose Java, yes, and then install IntelliJ. So you have IntelliJ set up for you, right? Okay, so I'm going to cancel this. So if you have done that, you have Java on your system, you have your IDE system, you are now good to go. You can now start writing your Java compiler running it. So over the next lesson, we're going to start with calling with Java, writing our Java, how to work with Java, writing our code, and then let's start with what variables are. Right? So in Java, every application begins with a class name. So every application in Java begins with a class name, and that class must match the file name, right? So when you create a class in Java, the class name must match the file name, and then the application begins with a class. So Java is object-oriented, and so it is class-based. So when you are taking the writing application, what comes to your head is class. So what we are going to do, we're going to create our first Java file, save it on our Visual Studio Code, open command prompt, and then navigate to our directory, then run our Java, right? Now, this will compile. So when you write your Java code, you first of all need to compile a Java code before actually running it, right? So, I will go back to my Visual Studio Code and explain certain things. I create a folder on desktop. I call it my Java class. You can call it anything. So this is where our project will actually reside, right? So you can choose a location where you want your Java project to be. For me, I've created a folder on my desktop, and I'm calling it my Java class. All right, so I can open this in command prompt, right? So, and then if I use code space full stop, it's going to open this particular folder. You know what I mean? Look at my command prompt, I'm in that directory. The directory I created, as a folder I created, I'm in that directory. So I can open it using Visual Studio Code. On that, you can do just to open Visual Studio Code. Then in Visual Studio Code, go to open and click on folder. Navigate to where your project is. In my case, my desktop Java class. Select the folder, and then it will be open in your Visual Studio Code, right? Or you can come here, your command prompt. If you have a command prompt, want to use command prompt, just type code full stop to open this particular directory, this particular folder of Visual Studio Code. So I have my folder open on Visual Studio Code, right? So now this your project or your program. This is your project. This is your folder. It can be made up of a lot of Java file. Now I'm going to create a file. I'll call it hello.java. So this shows that this is a Java file, right? Because the extension is .java. Now on that thing I want you to do is that if you're using Visual Studio Code, please go to extensions and install this extension, which is extension pack for Java, right? Go and install this extension pack for Java. I have it installed already. So if you're going to be using Visual Studio Code for your program, just go to extension, and then search for Java extension pack for Java, and then install it. What this helps you do is helps your Visual Studio Code support for Java in Visual Studio Code. If I go to a popular extension for Java development that provides Java intelligence, debugging, testing, mapping, graphical support, project store management, and more. So all this extension does is to give just the capacity to provide support, right, for Java, right? So make sure you have it installed on your Visual Studio Code. I think that's all. So let's go back to our project. Now I have this file created, which is hello.java, right? So if you're going to write the project using Java, you can have many of these files. Like I have on that one, let's say student. Please notice that my file name is the first letter of my file name is in the capital letter. So this is standard in Java. So I can have many of these, right? Because it's student class. I can have even more. So you see, I have the student class, I have the student class, I have the teachers class, and I also want to have my last Hindu class, right? So like we said, Java, in Java, every application begins with a class name, and the class name will also match the file name. So if you notice, you will see that my name of my class, which is hello world, which is hello, is the same name with my file, right? The same thing goes to the student class, the same goes to the teacher's class. Now, so you can have a lot of Java files created for the sake of a project. But don't forget, note this, your JVM will run only one of that class. So every other class, in one way or the other, if it's meant for that project to be connected to that class. And that class is your entry class, right? So one of your class is the main class, and that's the only class that will be run by your JVM. Now, instead of hello world, let me rename it so it is clear. You can use any name, but I'm going to rename it to what? To main. So that our class name is now main, right? So these are our main class. Though we have other classes here, like the student and teacher class, but this class is our main class. So, and this main class is the only class that will it's the only class that our JVM is going to run. So our JVM will compile our main class. If there's another class connected to our main class, which is defined in this class, our JVM also run that class, right? Now, since we have 3 classes, how do our JVM know which class is the main class? It is not by this name main, right? So in all your classes, in all your programs, so the class that contains the main method is your main class. So your main class should have a main method, right? And this is the signature static. All these keywords have the explanation, void, and then the name of the method is what? Is main, right? And then the parameter is what? String. I think this is supposed to give me, I'm surprised it's not giving me suggestion. Let us do this. We're going to call it what? Main. So this is it, right? So my Visual Studio Code, since I've actually installed extension pack for Java, it has extended this capability to be able to give support for Java. So these are our main class. So the class that has this main method is our main method. So every execution, every code, just like HTML, you say HTML, you're writing the body of your HTML, right? So everything you're going to be writing, every code you're going to be writing will be what? And this is your main method. And that's the method that your JVM is going to run, right? So all of that classes you are saying, your student class, teacher class, somehow will be connected to the main class. So your JVM will run just this class, which is your what? Main class. So I'm just going to do something very simple on this method. So I'll say system, right? System dot what? Out dot what? Print. So all I'm doing is just to print something to the console and print. I want to print hello what? Hello world. Right? So currently you have, assuming you have written your program, assuming you have finished writing your Java program, so you now want to run this program. So like we say, there are 2 steps. The first is that you need to convert this your code to a bytecode, right? And when you convert it to a bytecode, remember that your compiler will convert that code to a bytecode. And then You will now run that code. That code will be converted by your JVM to binary, which is understood by operating system, and the system will run it. So from what I'm just doing, the main method, which is where all my execution will be done, I'm just putting out in my console hello world. So we need to spell this word correctly. World. So how do I now compile this program? So on my Visual Studio Code, I'll go to my terminal. Sorry, my Visual Studio Code, I'm going to open my terminal. Right? Go to open my terminal. So what I'm going to do in my terminal is that I'm going to ask my Java compiler. Remember that when I install JDK, it comes with Java compiler. So I need to install Java compiler to compile my main method into my main class into a bytecode. How do I do that? Say Java, we start for Java compiler, and I define what class or I want to compile it. In our case, is our main.what.java. So what this statement is just saying, you can see Java main.what.java. What this statement is just saying is that compile my main class, which is this class, into a bytecode. If you run this, watch what happens. You will see that a file will be generated, which is what main.class. So this main.class is now the bytes code, right, which is compiled from what main.java, right? So now our JVM now understands this bytecode. So we need to run this bytecode. So all we need to do is to say Java what main. So we are now saying, okay, we have converted our Java into a bytecode. So let's run this particular bytecode to a binary. Let's ask our JVM to run this bytecode, right? And then it will translate it to our operating system. Operating system will run it and interpret it and give us results, right? So if I do this, I should expect to see a console. So I'm seeing it. This is it. Hello world. So we have just succeeded in doing a two-step process. First of all, run our Java, write our Java code, and then compile our Java into a bytecode, and then call our JVM to run this bytecode for us, right? So this gives clarity on how actually Java works, right? Now, when I'm calling the Java compiler to run this run this code, remember that I only run the main class. I still have student class, teachers class, which are not compiled. That's because in my main method, I'm not doing anything here. I've not linked my student and teachers class to my main method. I'm not using them in my main method, so there is not compiled, right? Okay, so remember that what we just did is that we just wrote Java code is now main.java, and then what it's just doing is just to log hello world to our console, right? Like I said, when you're compiling your Java code, just like I did here, the only thing you're doing is that you are only allowed to compile from your compiler. Is only going to compile your main class, which is in case it's main.java, right? So any other Java class which have written, for example, student and teacher, in a way will be connected. You can see they are not compiled. I don't have anything like student.class. It's not compiled. That's because in our main.java, we don't have any connection between our main and student class. Supposing in my main.java, I'm using the student class. Please, I'm going to explain this, but just this. So I'm using my student class. So I'll say student equals to new student constructor. All right. So my main class, I'm creating an object of the student class. So like in line 4, generally what I've done in line 4 that is I'm actually using the student class, right? So you can see, so in our main method, they are connected to our student class. So if I do this and compile this time, you will see that student class is created, student.class. So our student.java is also being compiled by our compiler. That's because in our main method, they have a connection to our student class. You can see that teacher's class is not being compiled. That's because in our main method, we don't have any connection. So if I'm going to use teacher, for example, let me do that of teacher. Let's say teacher, and then I'll say teacher is equals to the new word teacher, right? So if you look at this, if I compile this now, we can see that you'll see that our teacher.java will also be compiled. It will also be compiled into a bytecode because we have a connection. In this place, I'm only compiling our Java main.java, but because I've used student class and teachers class in our main.java, it would also be be compiled. So if I run the class, we have students teacher.class, which is compiled. So have it compiled. So all I'm saying is that our compiler will run our main file, which is the entry file. In our case, it's main.java, and I'm writing all my execution in the main method, right? So now because I have a connection with the student class from the main method and its teacher's class, that will also those two classes will also be compiled, right, into a bytecode, right? Okay.